And nice to meet you, everyone. And second time we are having a webinar, and it's like teachers cross the borders. We are crossing now the borders and brainstorming what we can learn from home or at home. And I'm showing you this as way, and I'm putting up it at the chat also. I like to introduce our school is Poke in Finland, and and a lot of our friends have been here, and I think that we have 5 speakers, and I hope that around 10 minutes we are spending the time. Let's see what is happening. And the things I was thinking that okay, how the learning is done at home, and what we should be learning, and the question: what tools and devices can we use or cannot use? It was the first question. Okay, what if we don't have devices, and how we can keep the learning safe. I have a katana.
Wow.
That's for sure. We can keep it safe. And I'm introducing our speakers. Sara is from Lebanon, and we met her at Paris E2, and we invited Sara to speak at the Chaos event, and we have been discussing a lot of things. And I think she's a doctor.
I am.
It's not think she's a doctor.
Yeah.
She's a doctor.
Yeah. And Bushra is from Pakistan. I think we have I have met her in Microsoft Tweet Meets.
Yes.
And you have been done a lot of collaboration with different schools and agencies.
Yeah.
And let's see. You can introduce you more truly when it starts. Francisco is from Brazil, and we were discussing before something about martial arts and stuff like that, and how you can train at home. And please, if you are not talking, please close the mic, because there's a lot of people here, and let's keep the noise level down. And Monica is from India, from Punjab, and we have met in the Chaos event too. And yeah, and Monica's daughter Namia, she's been teaching our kindergarten teachers, and I think this evening we will hear inspiring stories how you can have fun and do amazing things. And Michael Harvey, I met him at the Malaysia, no, Singapore, and then I think you are doctor too. So very educated persons and very innovative persons. I warn you that Michael, I think, is the most innovative person I have ever met. He can top you any idea you have been can give, and he's remodeling it. But I'm thinking that maybe we start so that we go in this order, like here, and let's hear what Sara is thinking about this isolation. I think you have been some time spending time at your home.
Yes, actually, our quarantine started earlier this month. School were closed on the 28th of February. So basically, this is the 4th week we're spending at home. I'm not going to talk about the rush and the crisis that happened to switch from our face-to-face classes to online classes, but definitely we were not prepared. It came as a shock, and everyone was announced or was told that we should stay at home. So today, as I talked with Pekka earlier, that I would love to address the teachers and to talk with them, because a lot of my Facebook friends, colleagues are sharing with me how stressful they are, especially in this situation. They have to take care of their health, they have to take care of their families, they have to teach online, but at the end of the day they spend, or they cannot be sleep properly. So I have, if it's okay, Pekka, I would like to share my screen.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So today teachers across the board
Okay, something happened, and but I think this is a really good example these days that okay, we start something, and we have connection problems. I think we lost Sara somewhere. Let's see if she's coming, but maybe we go on and change to Bushra.
Okay, thank you so much, Pekka. So, salam, good evening.
Salam.
Tervedos to Sara, to Monica, Francisco, Michael, and of course to you, Pekka. And first of all, my heartfelt, extending my big thanks to you for managing and arranging this journey, and for all of us, because now we are boarding in the global classroom, and this classroom has made it easy for all of us to share and look for the things in more deeper way, because what I have seriously observed, and in such situation, of course I won't be talking about, because each one of us is having the breaking and the big news is all across the globe. So despite having all those things, our concerns and issues that we all are facing, the point is there that what actually we intend to bring up and come up for our children. And Monica is also here. I have my roots in Kapurthala, Indian Punjab. I'm from the Pakistani Punjab, and we were segregated in 1947, and I love and live my Indian counterparts as well. So, missing my students' work with those counterparts is really, pinching me these days. But thanks to this technology, yes, as we have just lost Sara, my greatest concern is this, that teachers, they have turned overburdened, and even the students as well. So we are in the phase of quarantine as well since 24th, and it will be extended till 14th of April. So that's a huge, big lockdown, and army and police, they are there to put a strict check. So everyone is confined at home. So our greatest concern is to keep the children and of course the teachers busy in the way they used to be, which is, I'm sure, is not at all possible in such scenarios, because a class with teacher of 20 to 25 students with a 40 or 50 minutes period, this is not possible for a teacher to give equal time to all the children. So how it would be possible for the teacher sitting at home and giving equal time and opportunity to the ones who are privileged? Because having been privileged with such gadgets and things, and of course the greatest, this internet connectivity is again a major issue as well in countries like us as well. We get disconnected frequently, and then when we catch up, so we find that ask your child to go and fill that form, etc. Even for the teachers as well, they are claiming, and they are complaining that they have turned overburdened as well. And if I see now, I feel myself that I have turned a 24-hour worker, because even I have to give a response to a single message as well. I do not know which parent, a special need parent or a regular parent, they are calling me or messaging me. They're not we are not responding to their query. So this has turned more important for us to be vigilant in these times as well. But what concerns me more here, that we need to look for, more importantly, people's well-being. It's more important. Yes, this is the emergency time we all are in. This is the emergency time as far as our health issues they are concerned. But the most important task is, that in these stress time, the stressed teachers, they will not be able to teach effectively the stressed students. So our well-being is more important to me. And what I feel, I may be wrong, but maybe it's not neurobiological possibility for all of us to, get along it effectively. So with a huge infrastructure, we are not able, I'm just talking about my own country, maybe other countries, they are more privileged, but with such big infrastructures here through government and private sector, we are unable to come up with the results in the past 2 weeks as we expected. So I wish that we come up with good and great times, that we are over with this. And but still, the way we are connected with the parents, as Monica said, that yes, we have prepared some online sessions, recorded sessions. We have shared with the parents. We are using the forms as well. And the students who are privileged enough coming on the Teams or on the Zoom links or on the Skype sessions, they are, given time through those, using those gadgets. And those parents who are not privileged enough, even they do not have that internet connectivity. So we are in contact with the simple messaging. And again, as far as technology is concerned, once we are having good hands on technology, see, we barely revert to the previous one. So it's really hard to, type the whole message on the phone and then send it to the parents. So
Yes.
such difficulties, they are there, but fingers crossed. We all are wrestling with huge challenges because of this virus. So we'll definitely, inshallah, pull through. But slow and steady, what I have found, that the students we have undermined, underestimated, they are coming up with very good results. They have never turned up very effectively in the computer classrooms, because in our situation, we do not have computers in all the classrooms. So we have confined 2 computer labs. So students, we have rationing. Children, they use it in a specific timetable. So we were so amazed to see that even the slow learners, they were using it effectively. And the mom, they used to say, that's why I used to ask you, madam, he is very naughty and he'll definitely do good when you take some online lessons. So yes, Monica must be understanding this. I'm going to tell it in Urdu, that we are in aate mein namak ke barabar. This means that we are drop in an ocean. We, the teachers, those who are privileged with such facilities. But thanks to Microsoft community, you know, I joined Microsoft educators community 3 years back. And I'm in my late 40s, and I was just wondering, why am I doing this? So I didn't know that I'll be using this and I'll be needing this in 2020. So whatever I have learned and gained from this educators community, I'm sharing it with the larger community, and I'm feeling really great that I'm privileged. And at the same time, I have started exploring so many blind spots as well. Even I have found that there were 20 roses in my garden early this morning, which I have never seen. So it was a great opportunity for me to look for those beautiful things as well, which I was in a rush of going to the office, never have got the opportunity to have a look on those. So I get that everyone is doing what they can, but of course the essence of the whole online learning, e-learning, remote learning, teaching, etc., whatever, is that whether it is equally distributed or not, I'm sure that will be a great challenge in the coming days as well. And let's hope that we come up with. But these Microsoft tools, I have used Flipgrid, I have used OneNote, the Steams as well, and they're like I'm enjoying that. Yes, it's benefiting the student-teacher interaction a lot. Thank you very much from my side.
Thank you. And I was listening in that you are almost describing maybe the 90% of our problems too, like how it's for some families, they don't have the technology and the really old, not even the smartphone, and you are just contacting when with the text messages. It's taking a lot of time.
Yes.
And if you are planning one strategy and thinking okay, I do teacher-centric learning to homes, it's probably making you burn with the stress. And as you were telling that teachers are feeling overwhelmed about the amount of work. I think when we came early here and they were discussing how are you, everybody was saying the same thing, that I'm working at home and I'm working the double I'm working at work. So it's really good to hear this.
My son, early morning, my son says, sorry, I'm cutting you, Pekka.
Yeah.
Early morning, my son says, Mama, your travel to office has started from your bedroom to your TV lounge. I said, yes. And I need to go to the canteen as well in half an hour in the kitchen. So now I'm a 24-hour mom now.
And okay, thank you. I think we come back to your ideas. And Francisco, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. And could you introduce you more about yourself?
Me?
Yep.
Okay. I will introduce myself. My name is Francisco Tupy. I am from Brazil. I am a geography major and I have a master and PhD about video games applied education. Beside that, I am ICT teacher. I work in a German school here in Brazil. and some graduated courses about technology, innovation, video games, education. And I work in a lot of countries in education ministries. I work at least in 10 countries alive, and more than 90 countries with remote connection. I am a UNESCO teacher for Minecraft projects, the History Blocks project.
Okay.
I deployed this project at least in 120 countries, even countries without Minecraft. And I have a specialization course in self-awareness education based on Jiddu Krishnamurti, an American Indian teacher. And that's me.
Yeah, a lot of ideas already. How do you think that we were discussing about your training and martial arts, and that's your learning? How do you think that the learning has changed now in Brazil? I think you are not in total isolation.
Yeah, now I am in total isolation. I worked till Monday because I was in my school configuring the broadcasting centrals and training teachers for transmit the classes. In my personal view, martial arts helped me to try to find a solution to understand many people's depends on me, and how I can understand the structure and face off the condition. So no retreat, no surrender.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to help the world, and that the condition we are living here. Brazil is in a very complicated political situation. The president of Brazil wanna end up the quarantine, and the state governors are insisting to keep the people isolated in home. So we are living a very stressful moment here. But as a teacher or ICT teacher, I see ourselves as not more teachers, because before I am ICT teacher, I am a teacher. Before I am a teacher, I am a human. So the first stance of this is I am making a lot of connections, creating lives, exchange knowledges with not teachers but parents, because don't have difference between education in school, in life. And today we are in a synergy of homeschooling way, in unschooling society as another a very important educator, but not famous educator, called Ivan Illich, because he always said the education, the school skills, the education is the dark book of education, unschooling society. So here I am looking for ways to keep me strong, my mind strong, my body strong, doing my exercises, studying possibilities to share my knowledge with others. But in the same way, in the same hand, I understand myself as a people, a person who is entering inside the homes. So I need to be strong to transmit, to broadcast my strong for others, hope. So when I enter I start my broadcasting for my kids or in the lives, excuse me to get into your house, please invite your parents to stay with us. We have 35 minutes to spend a time, a class time. So let's bring this more productive. Let's forget the world. And same hand, try to should give a little bit peace with knowledge for these kids, these families. Many companies in Brazil are broke down because the economy. So I understand the moment is so complicated for everybody. So many parents are bankrupt the companies and between the education. But my idea based on Krishnamurti educator is self-awareness, exchange feelings. The great dare of the human is thinking. Much more darest than this is make another people thinking. So I challenged my kids, my students to think about the today 850 million of students in the world is away from school. So how we with internet can help them? So I can open my YouTube and tell a history for kids. I can open and make a live for kids and parents stay together. So as Plato said in the Greece, the real knowledge is a reliable knowledge, a knowledge what we can apply in our lives.
Yeah, I love that's I really love, and I've been listening very closely what you have been saying, and you are not talking about any subjects or stuff like that. You are talking about skills that are needed now.
Skills,
And
for
why?
example, the maker movement here in Brazil are so strong to create briefers and equipments for the medicals use. Here I have a 3D printer pen. I am get close for the people to put myself to share this. So I think this crisis for us, for education, I said all kinds of education, is a cultural change, not technological change. Because as the same with the internet ships for internet, since from 1996, 20 years ago, the system had a very low evolution. What get evolution was the culture of the people make buys on internet. So our culture are changing because unfortunately we have a great crisis in the world. So with this crisis, the world needs to stop and rethinking a lot of things,
Yes.
including the ICT role, ICT teacher. So when I train a teacher, I not only training how to use the team or Sway, but I teach them, I train them to, you are a designer of knowledge. How you will design the experience of our students to have a hypertextual links or exchange about this.
And how you were saying that you have been doing a lot of Minecrafting, and how you think that students could benefit from doing Minecrafting if they have Minecrafts in their computer or PlayStation or something like that? What could they do? Could it be learning?
So for answer this question, I need stay prepared. So da 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 da. So now I am prepared to answer your question.
Okay.
With my friends here. Minecraft is a phenomenon, not a video game phenomenon, not educational phenomenon, but communicational phenomenon. So Minecraft has a lot of possibilities of teaching. So these days I need to give a class about digital citizenship for the students. What I did, I create a world. I programmed the avatars, the NPCs. 2, for the kids walking inside the labyrinth of good choices and bad choices. 2 good way to be a digital citizen and the bad way to be a digital citizen. So this is a way to keep the attention of these kids. So Minecraft has a lot of possibilities. First, a teacher can advise for a student do a homework with Minecraft. Today, I give a class about robotics, about circuits, with 3 simple features about Minecraft. But Minecraft is not to be played. Minecraft could be viewed. So I can give some exercises for my kids. So look for a book transformed in Minecraft, for example, The Great Gatsby or the Bible, and see what you, and make a description what you see. I have a lot of videos about the UNESCO project, history blocks, and when I signed the lesson plan, I told to the teachers, we don't need to use Minecraft as a game. You can use Minecraft just to see, just to trigger the willing to know the knowledge. But Minecraft in a very, very expert way, unfortunately, not so many teachers have this condition, but we are here to help and exchange idea. I can do a world and send this world to my student, for my student interact on this world. So
Okay,
that's the idea. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, thank you. I think we could change for Monica, and I have been collaborating with Monica for, I think, couple of years, and her daughter was very interested about Minecrafting, and we are actually trying to do a youth house in our town, like a virtual youth house with Minecraft, and we are educating our students to be not youth counselors, and they are learning at the Minecraft server. And I think the idea that, okay, we don't have schools, maybe we can make game servers that we ask people come there, those who have. I think that we don't have one solution for everyone, but what if there are some people, okay, some people are interested about games, and I think that we could change to Monica, and could you introduce where you are from, and tell us what is happening in India? Do we have Monica here?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yep.
Yes. So you told yourself I am from India. So the conditions are like that we are in a lockdown for 21 days. We have to be in our house, and we are good to go with the teaching the children from home, the students from home. And I'm working as an IT head at Satpal Middle School, where my role is to teach teachers how they have to teach in the classrooms. Like Francisco just now told that not to use the sway or any resource to create just a normal lesson. It is just how you create a lesson so that a child can experience it through it. So as Pekka told, I have been collaborating with him from about 2 years from now. It was great working with him in one of the Christmas project. He just gave the lyrics, and my daughter, she prepared the video for that in just fun, but then it actually worked out very well. So that was one scenario when children were going to school and were working on it. But at this point of time also, if children are at home, we can give them an open world where they can come to the virtual situation in Minecraft and can visit India, and my Indian students can go into the open world and can visit Pekka's and a Keski. Right, Pekka?
Yep,
So,
that's true.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I'll just come to the situations, like a few of the teachers, what they are feeling it at this point of time, that there are scarcity of resources, there's scarcity of, I mean, like internet connections, not proper connections. But yes, that we being educators, it's our duty to help them out in each and every situation. So more than teaching them from home, I feel that it is very important, like Bushra ma'am also said, that taking care of their social emotional well-being. So how about engaging them, giving them something like, okay, let's uh, do dance and create a tutorial that how you have to be safe from corona. So that activity is given in which the child is engaged, and we had a flip grid, and I will be just sharing you in the chat window, in which uh, everybody has recorded their own video and then share it on the flip grid. And I have just shared it in the chat window, and then you can watch and enjoy the innovative ideas the students have, which we cannot imagine even. Because we being elders, our thinking is limited, but children are very creative. So at this point of time, we have to think that how we have to engage them in building their skills when they're sitting at home, not only worrying about their academic skills. So for that, I think art, music, dance, these all, and games, these are all are very important to keep them engaged. I just shared a survey where we have shared it with the students, where we have given them an activity how you draw a puppy with an interactive video, and the same they can create in the paintbrush also, and they can make it and share it with us, and in this way they are involved. We should not worry at this point of time. Already the world is going through the crisis. What academic skills we have to impart in them, we should be thinking about how we can involve and engage them, so they are not thinking about the problems what are going throughout the world. So the soft skills, I mean, like implementation of the soft skills, and then brushing them, and then be in touch with them, that is very important, I think. And like I already said in the beginning of the lesson, beginning of this, that uh, I understand that taking a call on Teams is not possible for many of us. So we have created our lessons which the teacher can record either on a phone, either on a computer, whatever device teacher is having. And it is not necessary, it has to be a hi-fi lesson. The child should understand your perspective because he is your student. So we have kept all our resources on this link. I mean like anybody is welcome to use these resources. It is from right from the nursery to grade 12. All the folders are there. All the courses are there, from music, dance, art, history, physics, chemistry, science, maths, everything is there. You're free to use. And this is the platform, very good platform, which Pekka has actually involved everybody so that we can learn and share from each other. And like Francisco talked about Minecraft, Minecraft is very close to my heart because I think that we can teach our children the social emotional, the thing through games very well. Give them a problem, and then when they are creating it, they are visualizing it, they are thinking of it, and I strong he at the same level. And I think it's something so I think that change should continue. So it also like with our today. What is the
Okay. Let's see what happens. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
Pekka, we can hear you.
Okay. Let's say I think Monica has some network issues, and I'm thinking that we are going next to Michael Harvey. Michael from New Zealand. Are you, Michael, here?
Yes, I am. Not in New Zealand at the moment. I am stuck in Malaysia because that's where I'm teaching at the moment. Of course, international globe-trotting educator that I am. So I am indeed a New Zealand science-based educator who's in Malaysia, working at international school here. I'm an MIE expert. That's how we met, actually, in Singapore. Yep. I won't mention the Google stuff because this is Microsoft. I have recently been made ISTE Global PLN event chair. So that's something I'm going to discuss in my little discussion here. I'm also quite heavily involved in the Kakuma refugee project with Kuan Timmers and Jen Williams. And my educational research interests include the use of digital animations to enhance student understandings of complex scientific issues like VR and AR, and also incorporating cognitive psychology in the classroom. So basically my little spiel today will be broken down into two parts. So obviously this event has occurred, the pandemic, so I just want to give some quick, simple advice to teachers who are beginning their journey in this remote learning experience. The first piece of advice is you must take time for yourself. You can't really exhaust yourself if you've also got students to take care of. So you've got to look about your own well-being as well. Also, try not to get, I know it's hard to do, but try not to get frustrated by the process. My first week of teaching, we kept a very rigorous curriculum. So the students had to come to individual lessons. And being a science teacher, that meant they had to be 2 hours in front of the screen. That was crazy. You basically have to be more flexible because obviously we've got the digital equity issue. Some kids have phones, some kids are using their computers, their other devices. So you have to be a little bit more flexible in the way that the classroom is going. Sorry, my notes here, you see, is always prepared. You've also got to think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So even though your senior administrators may not like to hear this, maybe don't focus so much on the academic in the next few months. Focus more on the psychological and physiological needs of your students. And one way to do that, of course, is only using devices when needed. Okay, we're on a Microsoft chat. Microsoft products and tech is wonderful.
Actually, this Poke, like our school and the people are involved with Microsoft, but I really love that your idea that okay, let's not talk about technology and software and licenses and stuff like that. I really think that this moment needs like what we should be doing, like not tips for what program to use, but my heart really resonates what you are saying, that okay, don't focus on academic skills and stuff like that. Maybe listen what is important to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm getting lots of emails, and I'm sure senior leadership in schools are getting lots of emails saying, hey, use this app, use this web-based browser thing. The kids don't know how to use it. You don't know how to use it. Just keep it simple. Don't try and overcomplicate the process. And because the way we're doing it now is basically it's 10 minutes online saying, hi, I'm here for you if you need help. But most of the work is now being done, or learning is being done offline. So they're just doing tasks at home, away from the computer screens, because we don't really want computer addicted zombies. Even though that seems to have been my experience in the last week on the computer, being an addicted zombie for 18 hours in a day. But it's also important to remind students that they're not alone. So that's where so they can be synchronous, like a quick 10-minute meet like this, or maybe a 10-minute video or 5-minute video that you make to the kids, which you can send out. Because being an international school, when the students are in class, it's possible some are in India, some are in the UK, some are in Singapore, a whole range of possibilities. So try and break down the idea that you need to be online with the kids all the time. And that's no controversy there. That's fine. Yeah. So, and also just keep it simple. Just do basic tools that the kids are familiar with. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just keep it simple. Now for the controversial stuff. So I think this is an opportunity now for using technology for global collaboration, using it as a tool, okay?
Yeah.
Connecting the world in terms of learning about things. So I've used that a lot with the Kukuma project. So I'm getting my students to learn about what the kids are learning about in the school, and they're actually creating the lessons for those students. So my senior students are creating lessons for year 5, year 6 students. So they have to think about what a year 5 student would have to understand about the science. They then have to really condense that and understand that, and then be able to create that resource for other students to be able to share and use. And this is where the technology, of course, also of Skype comes in as well, the interconnectedness that technology allows in this world and how that can drive learning forward in a constructivist kind of way. My rant is over.
I think Michael said, Ego said that he loves your idea, but what about the teachers? What their role is? Will they be fired? and the students will be running that. How you see your role as educator now? What is your purpose?
Well, I mean, I am still a source of knowledge and understanding in terms of the information, because I mean, a lot of kids can. I mean, I'm seeing this now because we've been trying to do online tests, which hopefully, well, it's unlikely my line manager is going to be watching this, which are a complete flop in a sense because they are based on rote learning skills. So they've got the computer screen, they've got their test, they're just Googling it and they're just putting an answer in, but they have no idea what that answer means. So because of your experience and knowledge as an educator, you can add context around that and kind of critique, well, is this information that you've got any use? Where does it come from? Where does the source come from? So we're kind of able to assist them in critiquing the information that they are employing.
And but I really think that when I've been discussing with the teachers that they will feel overwhelmed about the amount of the work, and the mothers feel overwhelmed about academic skills, and I really think that it's putting strain to people. And I love the idea. I was telling that, okay, when Michael comes and tells that, he throws totally different ideas, and I think that this is really controversial idea. And you were saying that, okay, the principals might not like this idea, and I think that we must really rethink what we are doing. And I totally understand Igor's idea that, okay, what the teachers are doing, but for example, our school's headmaster told that, okay, we have a different time now, and we must ride through this wave and and keep everybody as good shape as it's possible, and later we can catch up, like with these academic skills and stuff like that. Actually, you were talking about online tests. We are doing tests like this, like interviewing what you have learned. And I think that you were talking how teachers have broad understanding about the context and what should be learned. I think that if you are giving tasks, giving permission to students, you can really evaluate what they have learned without like multiple choices tests and stuff like that, and you can discuss with learning. How do you think about that?
Yeah, there's very different modes of assessment. So, I mean, the written test, they tend to just test or just revise for test. They just do previous exam questions. So they're not really understanding the content. They're just understanding how to pass the test. Whereas if you are in an interview situation, you can adapt the questions you're asking the student to actually assess whether they understand the content that they've been learning.
Yeah. And I think that I'm saying that this moment in time is like a big brother house. We are living in experiment, and we are isolated, and something happens, and we are inside of a new rule set. It's nothing like before. People that designed the curriculums and rubrics and stuff like that, they couldn't never imagine about our situation. But I think that when I've been listening how people are talking, there's a lot of passion about creativity, sports. You have been talking about learning, different kind of projects, like let's be international. Maybe somebody wants to collaborate with like different countries. They want to learn languages, and I've been looking about this chat here, and people are thinking that, okay, can we collaborate? And I think that we can give permission if we see some passionate students that have time. That, okay, I trust you, and you can go this direction. Maybe not all, or like maybe some are slacking anyway, and but I but I think that so many ideas that what is possible are there, and I'm putting up.
Yeah, I'm just reading Igor's comment in the comment section here about psychology is cool, but it doesn't feed you. Well, I guess that's really the question of the why of education. Why do we actually have educated? Why do we educate people? Do we educate people just to get a job, to feed us, or is education a liberating thing which can expand our opportunities and our outlook in life? I guess that's just where the why of education is.
Yeah, is Sara here?
Yes, I'm back with you.
Oh, okay.
You get power, and I was thinking this turned out good because you was going to talk about person and the mental health, and I think this closes the
Psychology
circle quite nicely. So Sara, if you could introduce yourself, and let's hear what you have to say.
Oh yeah, again, I am Sara Af from Lebanon. I met Pekka back in Paris, and since then he is overwhelming me with the brilliant ideas in collaboration with different teachers around the world. Thank you for this opportunity, Pekka. As I told you earlier, I come from a country in Lebanon, which is in the Middle East. We've been in lockdown, especially schools, since the 28th of February. This means that I'm going crazy. This is the 4th week I'm staying at home, but I'm trying to be positive as much as possible and try to do different things that I've always waited to have the time to do it. So to start with, our educational system claims that we prepare students for real life. And this is real life. We are in a lockdown and we are sticking to a curriculum. Up until today, our Ministry of Education is insisting on official exams, and he's insisting on finishing the curriculum. And this is overwhelming everybody, including parents, students, teachers, and definitely the schools. So in my opinion, as this is a real life situation, we should give the student the opportunity to show them how this case that we are having, how can we use our skills and knowledge to implement it. For example, we can study math through the numbers. We can study geography through the spread of the disease throughout the world. We can study history of diseases. This is something that will stick with the students forever. I second Michel's words. We don't need to overwhelm students right now. What we care about is the skill. And that's give us to the second part of the presentation, which is the missing piece is not the knowledge right now. The missing piece is the skill. We need to empower students with the skills that they will use in the future. They will definitely forget about everything they study under this hard circumstances, but they will never forget the skills that it will empower them throughout the years. Definitely each one of us, let's hope not each one of us, is having or suffering from part of this. Unfortunate breakdowns. We are either feeling anxious, worried, unhappy, we have emotional outbursts, we have different feelings. But today I'm here to tell you, along with my colleagues, that to breathe. Sit down and breathe. We are doing great with the resources, with the material that we are trying to do. We are doing great. Our mental health should be our priority. Human survival right now is what we seek for. We can pick up knowledge, we can pick up everything. We can pick up the curriculum once we are safe in our houses, we have enough food, we have enough freedom to look for or to think about the curriculum. Some of our students might be taking care of their parents because their parents are having breakdown nervous issues. Some students are taking care of their parents because they are sick. They might be sick. They might be unable to cope with the situation. It's hard on everyone. So now I want to tell you to take care of your mental health, and these are some points that we can do. We need to build relationship with the people that we are living with. Even if we are living alone, we can take care of ourselves by calling our friends, check on them, to have a real relationship. It is time to slow down and to reflect. Definitely, Francisco said that we need to exercise every day and to stay healthy, even if we are in a lockdown. I live in a city that I cannot go to see a green tree. So it's my home. So I exercise in my room. I exercise by walking inside the house. It's not a big house, by the way. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want to do something, do it with the available resources that you have. I sit for 10 minutes under the sun just to have the positivity and just to energize myself. And although, as Bushra said at the beginning of this session, that we have to be grateful for the things that we are having. I think it's Monica, not Bushra, sorry. Excuse me if I'm missing the names, but we have to develop gratitude. Because think about it for a second or a minute, that we are in a lockdown. We don't know when it is going to be over, and we don't have internet, or we don't have the connection to talk with people around the world. And definitely we should remind ourselves and our mind that we have strength, and we should keep them visible in front of us. And lastly, if we are not able to cope, we need to seek for help, whether it was a friend, someone who's has passed through a difficult situation, or a professional help. It's okay not to be able to do everything at once. Do whatever you can with the resources that you can, and definitely everyone around you will understand. I think if we talk with our administration about the stress, about what are we able to do within the circumstances, they will definitely understand. And lastly, no matter who we are, whatever we are doing right now, we should be focusing on our health, which is our value. And breathe. We're all doing great. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to talk with Pekka about what we're doing right now. So basically, if we have time, if we are unable to work, we can pick up a new hobby that we always wanted to do. We can try to write songs. We can. I was talking yesterday with some colleagues, and I don't know if it's showing. Yeah, it is showing. So I was coloring, because coloring makes me calm. So I use it. I use it as something to calm my stress, and definitely each one has a hobby, or you can discover your hobbies. You don't need to go out. Hobbies can be found inside the home. So yeah, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. We're going to get through this healthy, and we will be able to join our classes later on and do what we have been doing throughout.
I think really thank you for all the people, and I think we could do a little wrap up for people that are still here. We spent a nice hour and a bit more, and I think if we start from the beginning, like Bushra, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Did these presentations bring some ideas to you? What would you add or do differently?
Yes, almost all the educators, they were focusing on the personal social health more rather than grades or completing or finishing the syllabus, etc. So what big idea I've got from Sara, that yes, I need to find my lost connection with my KG class practices. I need to look for the things that make me happy. And again, I need to inculcate the same thing in my children, teachers, students as well, that just come up with the things that make you happy and not to force and enforce anything from my side, because I lead an institution. So what we need to look on, that we need to focus on the things, do whatever makes you happy. And that is the need of the hour. Yes, if we are happy, we are breathing, this is good enough, and we are here, of course, we'll be able to come up with every thing that we have lost. So
Yeah,
develop your connection first. Go look for yourself, look for your health, and look for others' health as well. You are happy, your family is happy. And if you're not feeling good, of course, people around you, they'll not be in a good state. So be happy, stay healthy, and yes, it's important for our, in this current situation, for the students to make them busy, and don't stress them with the syllabus coverage. Don't stress them. So I like this idea of Sara, that we need not to stress anything. Just let them come up with their very suggestions, and if anything clicks us, we need to implement it. So from their side, put them on them. Yes, this is what you said. Now you're going to do this. Thank you so much for having me here. And it's
Thank
really
you.
great to share the screen with all the great educators across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you. How about Francisco? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How this sounds? How this all sounds to you?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
How this all sounds to you? What these fellow educators were talking. How this resonates to you? Did you find something useful?
Full, useful. I think I was with my principal in mobile now, solving some troubles, and I am saying, I am feeling myself in a mirror from different countries, different addresses, but all that you said first has a resemble, the same feeling, the same way of life, the same challenges. In spite of globalization, we have in a same world, not you and Finland in a big levels of pizza, me in Brazil with so decreased levels of pizza, but all of you are speaking first are my inspiration, because I can see people in the same conditions and applying the efforts. I think the great teaching is based on example. So the word convinces, but the example push. So everything I listen, many things are so close, so my type of my reality. And I am understand we are in a very important pace in the education, in the technology, that we need get more together and exchange, because the solutions can be shared. The problems is so close. No mind if we have a kid in Lebanon, Finland, Japan. All kids are inside. The screen is the same. Minecraft, Fortnite, the games are the same.
Yeah.
So since the Middle Ages, the classroom is the same. So now, maybe now, we are accepting, the world is accepting things we are working from at least 10 years, 12 years. I believe since from now, after the world win this condition, we will face a new state of the world. We will have a post-war condition. People with traumas, people need the human being. For example, many classes of mine, the first classes, I need to train my students to not use the mic, turn off the mic, but they want to talk. But if you think the most human of they are using is the voice, and they need to get connection and humanize the technology, and you need to understand. So every time we are writing the history, drawing the map of we are living. So many times I am listening what all the educators were saying and said, whoa, that's my life. We are the same boat, because we are in a same culture. And with this terrible passage of the humanity is the way for us loud our voices and say, look, the technology is not the trouble. The technology is the solution. For example, Cohen Timmers, a great friend and brother of mine, karate black belt too. How many times he is creating Kakuma project, and we are teaching by Skype, YouTube, or even in Microsoft or other communities of teachers. We are doing this, but we are the weirdos. We are the eccentric guys with different lifestyle. Now the world is understand. Unfortunately, we need a crisis for achieve our culture, critical mass. To look, many teachers with I work, they are saying, oh, now I understand what is a technology class. Now we are seeing your value. So with this, I think all the teachers, I need using at little the technology and understand what we are paving, what we always are creating for this moment. So all of us, we prepared ourselves since white belt, and today we are black belt in technology. We are sensei in this condition to share the knowledge, because the things is just asked to us. Now the things are asking for everybody. So we understand much more than pedagogy, epistemology, the philosophy education, than much other teachers. Then I know, because we not only teach, but we teach with technology. And now the world is screaming for a solution. The world is asking by a new ways. And we, with our day-by-day challenges, we have these conditions of solution, and we are open to share. So, yeah. For example, here in Brazil, the internet is so unstable. Don't worry, I will not call you. I will send you audio voice. In Lebanon, the electric energy is down. So this is a way for we understand the net education, the education in internet, a digital education, a globalized education. I think this is a kind of a lever for education, increase the paper in the technology, increase the paper in education, because I am from third world. Brazil have a profile, has a percentage, for example, as Lebanon, as South Africa, as Mexico, but we are in a country hitting development. The great changes in technology in the third world is just for economical resources, not willing, different from Finland, even USA, Singapore. The education is the first option. Here, money is the first option. So maybe with this is a way to teach to the world how we can focus in education. Because I believe many things I do and I share is in a guerrilla, is a hacker of the system. So we don't have support from government. We don't have support even from the side-by-side teacher colleague in the job. So we are creating with hardness. Maybe the governments, mainly the third world, understand education coming in the first place. After that, we need to focus on the changes, not providing economical benefits, but education is the more benefit, and for itself, it could be bring more dignity for the people. The people can help the people can share the people. And I will repeat, I suggest for you all the book Unschooling Society for Ivan Illich. Till this point, schools are creating a collapse in education. I work in a school. I need a school for work. But now, I think since this year...
Okay,
but,
okay, Francisco,
sorry.
I think that time is running out, and I totally agree with you. We are really like hacking this thing, as you were saying, and I see a lot of passion in you and and how we are doing, and this is at the same time, like, this is a big grief. This is a big possibility, and I think that the last one, the wrap ups, maybe Michael, short and sweet.
Okay, I will be. Francisco's used many words, I'll use few. Okay, so technology for me is just a tool, and the most important thing in the world is te tangata, te tangata, te tangata, the people, the people, the people. And technology is just a way in connecting people globally in order to solve our global problems. Short and sweet.
Yeah, thank you. And let's keep collaborating through this
Pekka.
crisis. Monica is there. I thought you were dropping.
I was
Yeah,
there.
you,
No, I was there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah. Sorry. So
there
you can
too.
do the closing
No,
words.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So, like, I second with Sara. I am in for this, that the mental health of our children, that is very much important. This is the best time, you can say, Almighty has given you quality time to your families. We were always, all educators, we were asking, oh God has given us holidays. But then yet at the same time, we can use it, quality time, how we can collaborate and do best for our students. I created this photo frame with my daughter with the help of stones and the painting. And yes, letting children play with clay, letting children play the music, the piano, and then sharing it with others with the help of technology helps to build their social skills, soft skills. Basically, these are the essential skills. And with the help of us together and share and crossing the borders. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And let's be safe, and
Yeah.
let's save us from our inspiration. Let's not burn ourselves, and let's continue your awesome work, and see you.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
Pekka.
you. Thank you, Pekka. Bye.
Thank you.